Jesus, Malaka. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Computer Love, Part 39.
Mr. Spacky, how did you meet the defendant?
We met through an online dating site initially.
You're a single guy?
Yes.
You single girl?
No longer.
Were you when you met him?
Yes.
And when did you meet him?
July of this year.
This is what your case is about. You met online, dating. You say you didn't hit it off right away. Well, you're a nice-looking man, she's a nice-looking woman, so you didn't go your separate ways. You had a conversation, she kvetched and complained that you didn't have money for rent. You said, well, I'll pay your rent. I need a marketing plan for my business. You do the marketing plan to pay me back for my rent. You gave her money for rent, or you paid the rent directly to the landlord, which you say was $1,000, and she didn't complete the job that she was supposed to do to pay off the rent, so you fired her. You want back the rent money and the money that it took for you to redo the website or the marketing plan the way you liked it. Do you know how much sympathy I have for you? A zero. You meet somebody online, you look, you chat, whatever, you say, you know what, you're a nice girl, I don't like you, you don't like me, goodbye. You don't say, I'll give you rent money.
That's not exactly what happened.
Well, you didn't know.
That's not at all what happened.
You didn't know her at all before you met online.
Correct.
Did you go out on any dates with her?
No. We met for coffee once.
Okay, so you met for coffee once and didn't hit it off socially.
Correct. We got along. She expressed her concern about her children being evicted, and I was looking for a marketer, which is what she does, and so there was a mutual arrangement to be able to do business together. So I could help her out and she could help me out.
Just a second, that's exactly what I said.
We met under a social context, but we evolved to a potentially professional one, which is good. We're gonna help each other out. I was gonna help her out of a jam. She was gonna do some work for me. I was hiring her.
Well, Mr. Spacky, let me ask you this question. How much investigation did you do into the defendant's expertise, references, anything else? You met on what date? Pay attention to my questions. You met on what date?
We met on what?
What date? That's not
the date
foreign
of
word.
July. I don't remember what the date was. So
was
yes,
about
I did do a lot of research into her
It was
professional.
about July 7th.
Yes, I did do a lot of research into her professional skills.
7/7/2019.
Yes, ma'am.
On what date did you pay her rent?
It was several days later after
Just answer my question. What day did you pay her rent?
I gave her a check for her landlord dated July 19th.
Did you mail it to her?
I gave it to her. I went to her place.
Just a second. You met for coffee on the 7th. That wasn't the only meeting. Between the 7th and the 19th, did you see her?
Professionally, yes.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I just got. I mean, there's a lot more to this, but this is just too good not to put this on the podcast here. Obviously, this is Judge Judy, who clearly is making a good amount of money, judging by those big ass golf ball diamond earrings she's got. She's awesome. I always like her, straight shooter. You know, that's why everyone loves her. But there's a point where the guy's talking, and it says that he's suing her for like 1,700 plus in incomplete services. Now, something tells me he didn't hire her to build a house. Listen, there's guys out there that are just like, you know what, fuck it. I'm older. I got a couple extra bucks to spend. Here it is, but you know what you have to do. You know, you gotta, as Artie Lang's crooked cop buddy would say, you know, pointing to his crotch, take care of the kid. You know, and that's it. Okay? Now, I don't mean kid like Epstein Island. I mean, you know, the penis. You know, and that's, in the end, that's what a lot of guys do care about. Is it what all I care about? No, I'm different. But the point is, yeah, a lot of guys, they get older and yeah, it's less bullshit. So what they do is they go online, they, find a girl, can you do this for this amount, blah, blah, blah. I know you're not a hooker, blah, 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 this fucking game. And that's it. But let's continue here. Because I'm sure this is going to end well.
Answer my question. I said between the 7th and the 19th. Did you see her?
We met several times, yes.
How many times? Twice, 3 times, 4 times?
Yes, 2 to 4, something like that.
Where did you meet him?
At his home and the beach. We took a walk on the beach.
Just a second. At his home?
Yes, ma'am. His office is held at his home. That's why we met there.
So you met at his home office?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you went for a walk on the beach?
Yes, he lives right next to the beach. So.
Also, I just want to point this out too. Judging by this and the TV show 2.5 Men, when Charlie Sheen was on, not the guy that allegedly did stuff with Diddy. I'd like to call myself the difference. What a dickhead. Anyways, I mean, Melinda, what the hell's her name? Miss Kunis there. She was only like 13 when she was on the 70s show, and they were. Listen, I don't want to, allegedly, whatever, it's, I don't know, it's Hollywood's fucked. But the point is, yeah, if you have a house by the beach, you will get some ass. I mean, like this guy, it might cost you, $1,700 to, help, build an extension on the deck. But, again, let's continue.
It was convenient.
On what date did you tell him you were having trouble with rent?
I told him from the very beginning. I'm a very open person.
For $1,700, you better be. Never mind.
Personally, you meet somebody for coffee, you met online. I don't know how these things work these days. In my day, when you met somebody, your mother knew somebody's aunt, who knew somebody's sister, who had a male person who had a job,
Right.
who was reasonable looking, didn't look like Quasimodo, and you had a job, and you didn't look so terrible, so they thought you'd be a perfect match.
Right.
That's how it used to work. Now, you go online and look at pictures, or you meet on a date site. I don't understand all of that. I certainly don't understand meeting somebody for a cup of coffee and saying to them, by the way, I don't have money for rent.
Right. I can understand that.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I thought it was a little odd too.
Not odd enough for you not to hire her. Don't answer.
I'm a
That's
caring
what
person.
I'm a caring person. You're a fucking retard. Listen, I grew up in the 90s. I'm going to say that word as much as I want. I'm in my 40s. I don't give a fuck anymore. The point is, well, first off, 2 things. One, I'm right. Second, yeah, I mean, this guy's, come on, stop it. Okay, so, he gave her the money. He didn't get his, blowies on the beach, and bada bing, bada boom, we're here, so it is what it is. Also, I can't stand people that wear glasses, and you can tell they're crooked. Like, I used to wear glasses before I got LASIK here, and yeah, well, I mean, the LASIK process, forget it. It's they're shooting shit in your eye. It's a whole, it's like that scene from Clockwork Orange. But yeah, I mean, just straighten out the shit. But I mean, basically, it's basically a metaphor for what a lot of guys have to go through now online. And sometimes, it is an emergency, like you can hear outside my place here. You guys all right? Okay. So, I mean, they could be going to the hospital. They could be, doing the shit like the 2 cops did in Superbad, just to, avoid the lights. The point is, this online thing, dating thing, I can't even get it out because that's how fucked up it is. The point is, that's what she said, stop it. This is how fucked up it is, okay? It is. It is. I mean, look at this. I mean, they're going to Judge Judy to, figure out their shit and, fuck. Oh, what are you going to do? I mean, like, he's got problems. He doesn't want to, have a date organically. She's got problems. She can only find love if someone pays them. And, they're both fucked. I mean, they both deserve each other. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on show 39 here, okay? One more and then I'll call it a wrap. Probably not. But the point is, I still enjoy doing this. Worst case scenario, like I've always said, you go on online dates, talk to people online, you hope for a good story. So I like to think I have a few more up my sleeve here. So here we go. Now, I talked to this one person online here. Automatically she's like, "Oh my God, you're good looking." So in my head, I'm like, "All right, this is already a setup." I mean, I know what I look like. Okay, I look like if Curly from the Three Stooges had a kid, and he slipped his head on a hammer. I get it. I'm realistic. I get it. Do I have some kick-ass eyebrows? Absolutely. But other than that, I got nothing else to offer. Nothing. I know you hear my voice and you think, "Oh my God, he must be a decent looking man." No, I have a voice for radio. No, a face for radio. You see, I'm so stupid, I fucked up that joke. That's how intelligent, I am. Look at me. I can barely talk. That's it. I'm ugly. I can barely talk. That's it. So when someone calls you good looking, I look in my mirror and go, fuck you. And I know you're lying to me. So right off the bat, I know something is up. Okay. But she's a decent looking woman. She's, she's got a couple of years on her, but whatever. It's cool. Like I don't have a beach house. I don't consider myself, what did Judge Judy say? A golem or I don't know. I forgot. I don't know. It's something ugly in medieval times. But the point is, I got nothing else to do. So let's. I mean, she's blonde. Let's go for it. So we talked for a little bit. Everything's good. We even set up a date, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's I don't know. Let's see if she's not blind in real life. I mean, she's driving to see me, so I mean, she's blind. It's a hell of a magic trick. But anyways, but then she starts ignoring me a little bit, and she's one of these people. Like again, I can't stand, and I'm gonna get some shit for this, but I can't stand when people. Like when I ask you a question or a few questions and then you just totally ignore them and just ask your own questions. I find that extremely rude. I really do. And I know through texting maybe things get messed up, whatever, but read your shit, man. You know what I mean? So I kind of find that insulting. And and she's like, "Oh, good morning, I'm not ignoring you." I'm like, you kind of are, and she says, how, Michael, my name's Michael, by the way, in case you couldn't figure that out. Very original. But we went to bed last night. I listened to your message, then I saw this. So why don't you just tell me that you listened to the message, but you never acknowledged it, nothing. So I just find that rude. I don't know. I mean, she's like, these aren't excuses. This is the truth, and blah blah blah. And then we get into another bullshit fight, and why are you being like that? You called me and I was in bed. I'm like, I know you were fucking in bed, but then now she's older. I should have known that. Whatever. And what do you want me to say? I mean, I'll say something. Say the truth or whatever. And. I don't know, it just ends up whatever. And a lot of people, I've noticed this too. Like if a lot of people, and this is why a lot of people go online here. And again, I'm not making excuses for myself here, but I like to think I'm a pretty reasonable person. But, she's like, "Okay, then don't worry about it. Best of luck to you in your search for your partner. I'm not fighting with you." I'm like, first of all, in my head, I'm like, I'm Greek and Italian. If you think this is a fight, I mean, we never had a chance. But, but again, you got to have your way. And I can't stand people that have to have their way. I mean, it's weird. I don't know. I mean, I even before I'm like, let's go for, we'll keep it simple. We could go out for coffee, ice cream. Let's go for ice cream. Let's do something different. Well, I've never been asked out for an ice cream date before. I mean, holy fuck, Jesus. I don't know. All of a sudden she's lactose intolerant, and it just like it's something so simple, But again, listen to the Judge Judy guy. I mean, I don't know. At least he doesn't have to go through all this shit. Saves a couple bucks on Haagen-Dazs, and But then again, he didn't. He didn't get his services completed. By the way, I mean, let's be honest. And again, I'm not ripping on the guy or nothing, but if you got like some property on the beach, like, do you really have to pay for pussy? Really? I mean, I don't know. I don't remember. I remember watching 2.5 Men and Charlie Sheen. Well, Charlie Sheen in real life, yeah, he definitely paid for pussy, but he admits that. He says, what was his famous quote? He said, "I don't pay, or like I don't pay like women to come over. I pay them to leave." That's good. But yeah, he's still winning. And I don't know. I mean, if you got a good setup on the beach, I don't know. This guy's doing it all wrong. I don't understand. And I mean, no offense to this girl or nothing. I mean, she's pretty, but is she, like I'm gonna pay for pussy pretty, and I still can't pussy by having property on the beach? Pussy, really, really, really? I mean, I don't know. But point is, just simple communications is very important when you're talking to people online. It is. I mean, because that's all you basically have. I mean, Judge Judy made a good point. I mean, you just talk to someone now and, you swipe, you look through pictures, you're hoping for the best here. I mean, that's why I've always said this. I always have to talk to someone on the phone before I meet them. I don't give a shit. I mean, a lot of people always say, well, I give up my number after I meet you. Fuck that. No. No, 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 no. I have to talk to you before. Find out that you're not fucking AI. I want to know who I'm talking to. I want to hear who I'm talking to. I want to get a good rapport just off the phone. If I've had phone conversations where it just goes to shit, then yeah, I'm glad I talked to someone on the phone before. So it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, like a simple rapport, man. I mean, my God, it's not a big deal. You got to put your ego on the side when you're doing the whole online dating thing. And obviously it didn't work between us here because I mean, she had to be in power for sure. I don't know, maybe she's been hurt in the past, but again, don't bring up your past or bring in, the last shit into this as well. I've always said that, but yeah, I mean, it's just a simple thing. Just, respect other people's questions and answer them. That's it. Just acknowledge pretend you give a shit. That's all I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to talk to this one other person here. I don't think I actually reached them, but again, I've said this many, many times before. Like, well, two things. One, I'll never understand people that pose with fishes. Or they go boating. I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe the price of a fish has gone up and it's way more valuable, and it shows that you can catch your own meals. I don't know, but maybe there's a deeper meaning. Fish and I'm way too classy to say it, but I think we all know what we're thinking here. But the point is, this woman here, she put up a few pictures. She put up nothing of her. She puts up a picture of a bench. It seems to be in a park. No one's sitting on the bench. No one's even in the picture. Just, it looks like a trail, some snow. Another picture, she just puts up some sushi, again, representation of something else. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading way too much into it. And another picture of what appears to be, I don't know, like a stoned street that is definitely nowhere I've seen in Toronto. Probably somewhere overseas. There's somebody walking, with her. I can't even tell if it's a him or her. I mean, today's world, we can't, right? But, walking away. There's a cop that looks extremely down, that has a Tom Selleck mustache. And that's it. There's no picture of themselves, unless that woman walking away is her. It could be a woman. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Could be a woman, could be Fred Flintstone. I have no idea. But the point is, just take a clear picture of yourself. And maybe this is someone out there trying to get revenge on another person. And I don't know, maybe they're, searching and, keeping an eye on someone else. Which, by the way, women have told me that. They have told me that they've caught other guys, like with other profiles, keeping an eye on them. And my God, it's a very insecure world we're living in here. But again, beach property, I mean, you should be able to get some. Anyways, the point is, yeah, just put up a plain picture of yourself. I don't think I'm asking for a lot here. I really don't. But I don't know. Just what? Oh, and another thing too. Don't put up pictures of like as your profile picture you and another person. I don't know you, so I'm not playing the guessing game. Which one am I? Gonna talk to here. So, some people just put up that one picture. Some people like put up that as their main picture, and then later on they'll put just pictures of themselves. Put up a plain picture of yourself. Hopefully the room is lit or it's outside, where it's sunny. And, you're not standing alone in a park. And that's it. I don't wear shades. Okay, don't wear, you're not a rapper. Just fucking let me see your face. That's it. It's very simple, guys. I can't believe it's 2025. You still gotta say this, Jesus. So, anyways, I'm talking to this other person here. We seem to have a pretty decent rapport here. It's not bad. It's going well, we exchange numbers, whatever. Things are good, whatever, good looking woman. But then we start talking and she's sending me these really long voice notes, like long voice. We're talking like, see, to me, a voice note's cool, but realistically, it shouldn't be more than, 30 seconds, a minute tops. I get it. We don't like to text and all that. Sometimes we get tired. We're on the go, blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, it's just, it's way too long, like 3-4 minutes. And I've been guilty of that too. Don't get me wrong. But, I don't know. Just, it's too much. I don't know. But she's talking about food and, I'm bored, but then it's food at the same time. So I'm getting turned on. But the point is, try to keep it short, and she's talking about her ex and didn't respect her. And he sounded like he was cheating on her. And I don't know. I think they're both Spanish and, think what you want there. But, and I'm like, well, I don't know, you can cook, you're beautiful, or like, was he gay, and she's like, no, he wasn't gay, he was just very flirty with people, blah, 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 and other girls, and, I don't know, maybe guys do, who the fuck knows, yeah, I'm like, all right, whatever, but then, she's one of these people that, and I'd love to know everyone's opinion on this, is, do you think it's okay to be friends with your ex? Like, can you date someone where, let's say if you're dating someone and they just got out of a relationship, let's say 5 years, and can you still date that person? Like, do you feel comfortable dating that person knowing that, they're still good friends with their ex and, is there a problem with that? Me personally, I don't. Like, I mean, like, it's the same thing with guys. Like, we have to, put up with like girls, or our girls getting hit on by other guys. And I'm like, if you trust the person, go for it. Who cares? I mean, you got to be able to trust the person. You really do. You can't be insecure. You can't. And you know what? If something ends up happening, then hey, that's kind of like, oh, okay, you weren't meant to be with this person anyway. So what's the difference? So, she's like, are you, like, what happened to you? Why are you single? Blah, blah. And I told her my whole little story there, and yeah, I'm still friends with my ex and I consider her still a good friend. And, she's, like, well, she's just not down with that. She can't do that unless you're, she says, unless you have like kids with the person. I'm like, well, what's the difference? I mean, like, we're all people here. You can't be friends with your ex. I mean, what's the big deal? I don't know, and then she's like, well, I've never dated or have a relationship with someone that has an ex as a friend. Not my cup of tea. Deal breaker for me. Sorry. And then afterwards, I'm kind of like, I'm trying to like bait her to see how like serious she is, and I'm like, I'm just kidding. Me and my ex, we don't get along. So like, I really want to see if she's really this shallow. I mean, like, is she or is she, this insecure? Like who cares if you go out with your ex? You know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit? I mean, really, like, does it really matter that bad? I mean, I don't think so. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, maybe other people do. They think they're going to get back together. I always ask, well, not always, but sometimes I ask, like, is there any chance that you'll get to back together with your ex or your ex-husband? And 9 times out of 10, I get, God, no. I'm not going through that again. Fuck this. But yeah, I don't see a problem with it. I'd like to know everyone's opinion here. So if you can share in your comments in the selection below or whatever the fuck that means, go for it. But I don't see a problem with it. So to me, with her, it just, I don't know, maybe something happened to her in her life again and, that made her like this. But I don't see a problem. I really don't. And again, like I said before, and I will always say, because I mean this from the bottom of my heart, you got to have thick skin in order to do online dating. And it seems to be that there's a second part to this Judge Judy. So I am tempted to play it for you guys because I'm interested as well. So I say fuck it. I always try to make these at least 30 minutes, to give you guys a little bit of entertainment here for me and my 3 fans here. But yeah, so long story short, guys, just always be careful out there, do not give anybody money if you don't know them, or at least if you're a guy, get the blowy first and then pay them. I mean, my God, we got to have some insurance. It's cool. I mean, yeah, I just I don't know. I mean, sex on the beach is okay. I don't know, for ladies, it could be a problem down there with the sand in your. The point is, just be careful. That's all. And if you want to be friends with your ex, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, stop being insecure. Trust the person and move on in life. All right? And that's that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a sand-free, another great podcast of Computer Love, part 39.
That doesn't require an answer. I'm telling you, if you thought it was odd, that's the first normal thing that you said to me today. That you thought it was odd too, that you meet somebody and the first thing she says to you, well, for a cup of coffee is, I'm short on my rent. I would say, this is somebody that I want to stay away from, because if she was in the marketing business and she was a good marketer, she would have rent money and she wouldn't be asking you for rent. Now, he gave you $1,000. Was your agreement with him that you were going to do a marketing strategy for him?
It was yes.
How old are you?
31.
Did you go to college?
Yes, I did.
Since you graduated from college, have you held a steady job?
I have.
In what field?
Marketing.
For whom?
Another company called Contemporary Services Corporation.
Are you still with him?
No, I just got hired at another company.
He paid your rent on the 19th.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you do any work for him before the 19th?
Yes.
I'd like to see what work you did for him before the 19th.
I have conversations here as well that also explains it a bit more.
I don't know what this all is. These are posts that you posted?
Yes, ma'am. Their dates are on there as well.
And this is what you did to him pre-giving you the $1,000?
Yes. There's also the ones that I did after also listed on there as well. So you'll see some are before the 19th and some are after the 19th. It also shows when Mr. Spacky decided to post himself.
Would you show this to the plaintiff, please? Did you do any other work for him?
I did graphic design, and I also counseled him on his video so that he posted on social media.
What else? What other work did you do for him?
I did the strategy, I did the graphic design, I did the video, and that's it.
What else did he ask you to do?
That was it. It was just regular strategy is what he asked me to do for him.
Did there come a time when he fired you?
Yes.
On what date was that?
It was the 22nd
Of what?
of August.
Can you tell me the circumstances?
Yes, after I had a conversation with Mr. Spacky explaining that I needed to get analytics to the back end of his website so I could see where we were starting from. He refused to give that information to me, and I told him, if you don't know how to do it, just tell me and I can help you. And that's when he got extremely aggressive. I hung up the phone, and I have text messages explaining the conversation afterwards, basically telling him I'm not going to be treated that way.
Do you have his responses to those?
I do.
I'd like to see them.
It's near the back, there's a tab.
Okay, well, it seems to me, just reading these emails, which I will show you, you can pass these over to the plaintiff, that Ms. Kirksey considered this $1,000 a loan. That's what she says. What you said was, after you did a substantial amount of work on your project, you had a phone conversation, and she took issue. I don't have to go into what that phone conversation was. She took issue with your tone of voice and the content of that conversation. You may look at it, it's all memorialized in emails and texts between the two of you. What she says is, just to cut to the chase, I won't be disrespected that way. I consider this $1,000 a loan that I did work on. Let us come to an agreement on the value of the work that I already did, and I will pay you the balance of the loan, which is in effect what you said to him, and call it a day. Now, I want you to start with, sir, the fact that I believe, based upon what I've read, that Miss Kirksey did hours worth of work on your project. I see it from what she handed me, what you read, what she prepared for you, and all this time she spent responding to you, which is time. You can shake your head from here to Pluto, and I'm telling you, those are my findings. She did work. She was substantial enough to consider it a loan. She said, this is not working because you're being disrespectful to me. You give me a figure of what you think the work I did so far is worth. And if we can come to an agreement, fine. Otherwise, we'll have to go to court. That's why we're here. That's what's in there. That's what's in black and white. That's what I can see. So I don't care what's in your mind, your heart, anywhere else.